Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the 6th elementary grade. Our textbook is Weekend 3 and today inshallah we will cover Unit 11, Hanging Out in Town Phonics Practice on page 119. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Al-Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Agil, so let's begin. Quick revision in our last lesson. In our last lesson, we did listen to the consonant blends, where we have different blends, and we did practice how we pronounce each of these blends with different words. So what do you mean by blends? We said last time blends is the kind of sound that has or consists of two letters, the sound that made of two letters. So let's start listening, reading the exercise. So we said that in this exercise, we need first to listen and say after the teacher, and also to point at the word and to say the key words we have, and then we can practice. So the first word we had, or the first blend we did practice, was the blend that starts with B and L. And the first word we have, or the first word that we use with this blend, was block. Block. Say after me, block. So this is a picture of a block, and it was the first word that we have for this blend. The second word we have for this blend was a color. And of course, you all know what color is this. This is the color of black. Black. Say after me, black. See how we pronounce B and L together with this word and how they blend with the other letters for each of these words. So we said block and black. Also, the third word with this blend is another color, which is the color blue. Blue. Say after me, blue. This is also another color, blue. Now, the fourth word we have for this blend was blanket. Blanket. Say after me, blanket. A blanket, which is usually a piece of texture that we always use when we go to sleep in our bed, or if you want to get warm. So all of these are blends, and what do you mean by blend is the sound of two letters that blend with the other words, other words. Like, for example, block, black, blue, and blanket. Now let's get to know the second blend we have. The second blend we have consists of B and R. And the first word we have with this blend is brush. Brush. Say after me, brush. This is the first blend we have, brush. And we have many examples of brush. Maybe we mean the brush of painting, or the brush of our teeth, or the brush for the hair. So we have different kinds of brush, but they all pronounced the same, brush. Also, the second sound with bread, which is, or the second sound with BR, which is bread. Bread. Say after me, bread. And here we have bread starts with B and R, the second blend. Also, the third word we have with this blend, which is brick. Brick. Say after me, brick. And brick is a kind of stone that we usually use when we are building walls and building houses. And the last sound or the last word we have for this blend, the BR blend, which is brown. Brown. Say after me, brown. Very good. So again, it is important that we know with these words or with these blends, it is important that we pronounce them as A1 unit, as in brown, brush, bread, and also the first word, which is brick. Brush, bread, and brick, and also the last one, which is the color brown. Now this will lead us to the third blend we did practice last time, which is the blend that starts with C and L. And of course that it starts with C and L, but it's a sound, or it is pronounced in K sound, as the first one here. The first word we have is clock. Clock. Say after me, clock. So clock starts with C and L, clock. And the second word with this blend, which is cloud. Cloud. Say after me, cloud. And the third one with this blend is clown. Clown. Say after me, clown. Clown, which is a famous character that we usually have in cartoons. And the last word with this blend is clap. Clap. Say after me, clap. Very well. So here we do have, or we did listen to 4 important words with this blend. And as we said again, and we're going to repeat it with each blend we see, that it must be pronounced as A1 unit, as in this one, clock and cloud, clown, and finally clap. And the last blend we did practice last time, or in our last lesson, which is the blend of C and R. And it's the same with C and L. Yes, it starts with the letter C and R, but they are pronounced as K sound. For example, here we have the first word. The first word with the CR blend, which is crab. Crab. Say after me, crab. And crab, which is referred to animal which lives in the sea. Crab. And the second sound, or the second word with this blend, which is crayon. Crayon. Say after me, crayon. Also, crayon is usually we use it when we want to paint. And also, the third one, which is an animal, and it is pronounced as crocodile. Crocodile. Say after me, crocodile. Crocodile also, which is an animal which lives in the sea, and sometimes it walks on land. And finally, the last word we have with this blend, which is cry. Cry. Say after me, cry. And these pictures represent what do you mean by cry. When we're having problems or when we get hurt, this is what do you mean by, or what we should do is to cry. So here we have the 4 important words that starts with this blend, the blend that starts with C and R. And the same here with the other blends, which is that we need to pronounce these blends as A1 unit. As we have here with the blend of C and R, we should pronounce this word as crab. Crab. You see, CR is in 1 unit. Crab. And also the second one, crayon. Crayon. And the third one, which is crocodile. Crocodile. And the last one, we should start C and R and pronounce it in one unit as in cry. Cry. Very well. So now let's get to know our objectives in today's lesson. At the end of this lesson, we hope that you will be able to point and say the keywords with PL, BR, and not only this, but also we do have other blends. Let's get to know these blends and let's practice them. And to do this, I would like you to open your books on page 119. I'd like you please to open your books on page 119. On page 119, here we must start with a phonics toolbox. And here we need to differentiate between, or we want to talk about in details about the different blends that we will practice. And the first, what do you mean by this, is that BL is a blend, but what does what is BL made of? So here we have the letter B. If we add to it the letter L, then it will be a blend, like for example, black, blue. Also, here we have the letter B. If we add to it R, then it will become a blend. And what do you mean by a blend? Which is one sound unit. As, for example, as in brown. And also with the third one. Here we have the letter C. If we add to it L, it will become a one sound unit, as in clap. And also here we have with C, if we add to it R, then it will form a one sound unit, as in crocodile or cry. The same goes here in the middle. Here we have P and we have L, and they are represent A, also a one unit, as if we said plural. The same goes for the second one. Here we have P. If we add to it R, it will be pronounced as present. Present. And here we have F. If we add to it L, it will make a one unit, one sound unit, as in flower. And the same goes here. Here we have F, and if we add to it R, it will make a one sound unit, as in frog. The same goes here with the last list we have, which is G. If we add the R to G, then we have a one sound unit for words like grass. And also here we have S. If we add to it the letter N, it will form a one sound unit, as in snake. And here we have S. If we add to it P, we will have, or it will form a one unit, as in spark. And finally, S, if we add to it T, then it will form one sound unit, as in star. So all of these are important for us to learn that, yes, this letter is pronounced P, this letter is pronounced L, but when we use them together, or when they came together, it must sound like one unit. Play, not be, lay, okay? It should be pronounced as in one unit. Play, together. So let's listen and practice a couple of words with these blends. And the first blend we have here is the blend that starts with P and L, which is plant. Plant. And the second blend we have, or the second word we have for this blend, which is planet. Planet. And also the third word we have with this blend, which is plate. Plate. And the fourth word we have with this blend is play. Play. So here we have 4 different words with the same blend. And as we said, it must be pronounced as a one sound unit. Plant, planet, plate, and play. Now let's listen to the words with the second unit. The second blend it starts with P and R, like present, present. And the next one that starts also with P and R, like prize, prize. And the third word that starts with the P and R, which is propeller, propeller. And also the fourth one that also starts with P and R is prize, prize. So these are 4 important words with the blend of P and R. And we said that they are important, that we pronounce them as A1 sound unit. Now let's get to know more of these blends. Like for example, the first blend we have here that starts with F and L, with words like flag, flag, and flower, for example. Also, the second blend we have that starts with F and R, for words like frog, frog. Also, the third blend we have, which is the blend that starts with S and N, for words like snake, snake. And also, we have another blend that starts with G and R, for words like green, green. And also another word with a blend that starts with S and P, like spring, spring. And finally, a blend that starts with S and T, like stop, stop. And see how we did pronounce all of these words or all of these blends as one sound unit. So at the end, it is important that you can point and say these keywords with these blends. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.